So how does a smart, hardworking person get absolutely crushed financially by someone calling themselves a startup consultant? It's a really important question because what we're talking about here isn't just a personal mistake, it's about a perfectly designed trap.
Okay, so this number you're seeing, 12 million yen. This isn't some crazy, made up, worst case scenario. This is a very real amount of money that a totally normal person, someone just trying to get ahead, can lose. I mean, for a lot of people, that's everything. Years of savings, maybe a down payment for a house. Just gone. We're talking about a life-altering sum of money. So the big question is, how on earth does this actually happen? And let's be super clear, this isn't a story about people being naive or gullible. Not at all. It's the story of a system that has been expertly built to prey on ambition, on anxiety, and on our basic trust in others. So let's break down exactly how it works. All right, so to really get how this trap works, we first have to understand the environment that let it grow in the first place. These things don't just pop up out of nowhere. This was the result of a perfect storm of things all happening at once in society. Just take a look at this timeline. It really kicks off around 2018, when side hustles started getting officially encouraged. Suddenly, a whole new market just exploded. And this created a window where four key things all lined up. First, you had massive job insecurity, which made people feel desperate for another option. Second, this whole idea of the side hustle made starting your own thing feel like something anyone could do. Third, you've got social media ads that got so good they could target these anxious, ambitious people with scary precision. And finally, and this is the absolute key, there was zero regulation for this new kind of consultants. It was the perfect breeding ground for this to take root. Okay, so we've set the stage. What does this trap actually look like on the ground? Let's take apart the most common and most destructive scheme that came out of this whole perfect storm. The biggest one, by far, is what we can call the social media personal branding scheme. And I guarantee you've seen this stuff all over your feed. It uses platforms like Instagram and TikTok to project this perfect image of success, right? Financial freedom, quitting the 9 to 5, working from a laptop on some beautiful beach. The whole business is selling an aspirational dream. And here's the playbook, step by step. It all starts with that shiny, successful profile that seems to be speaking directly to all your worries about your job and your money. Then, a super friendly DM slides in, offering a free consultation just to help you out. That free chat, of course, leads to a high-pressure Zoom call where their real job is to tear down your confidence and create this feeling of intense, gotta-act-now urgency. And the final move? They push you hard to sign a crazy expensive non-refundable contract right then and there before you have a single second to think it over. And this is where it gets just wild. Look at what you're paying versus what you actually get. You could be out 3.6 million yen. And for that, what do you get? A link to some pre-recorded videos, a weekly group call with who knows how many other people, and access to a Slack channel. But look at what's not on that list. There's no defined outcome, no actual deliverable, and of course, buried in the fine print, absolutely no refunds. So what happens if you hesitate? If you show even a flicker of doubt? Well, that's when the psychological games begin. This is a huge red flag. They'll hit you with something like this, probably in a very calm, almost disappointed voice. You're just looking for excuses to fail. See what they did there? It's not a sales pitch anymore. It's a direct attack on your character, and it's designed to make you feel weak for having completely normal doubts. And then they'll hit you with this gem presented like it's a fundamental law of the universe. All successful people make decisions instantly. This is so clever and so manipulative. They're creating a false choice. Either you decide in the next 30 seconds and prove you're a winner, or you hesitate and prove you just don't have what it takes. It's a powerful way to rush you into making a terrible decision. And of course, you get the classic textbook scarcity tactic. They'll lean in and say with this urgent tone, this spot will be gone by tomorrow if you don't decide right now. This is all about triggering that FOMO, that fear of missing out. It's designed to stop you from doing the two things they are terrified you'll do. Take a breath to think clearly and talk to literally anyone else for advice. So we've seen the tactics, right? The high-pressure sales, the psychological manipulation, but you might be wondering, why is this so effective? Why is it so hard to stop? Well, the answer is in the very nature of what they're actually selling. It's not really a service. It's an unverifiable dream. And this right here is the absolute heart of the problem. They're not selling a service with clear results. They are selling a success experience. Think about that. It's a totally intangible product. And because the outcome is never clearly defined, the seller has zero accountability. If you don't end up successful, well, that's never on them, is it? And the crazy thing is, the whole system is perfectly designed to protect the scammer, not you. First, anyone can call themselves a consultant. There's no degree, no license, nothing. Second, success is impossible to measure, so they can never fail to deliver on their promise. Third, if you do fail, the blame is always shifted back to you. You just didn't try hard enough. Fourth, social media gives them an infinite supply of new people to target. And finally, the law is reactive. It only steps in way after your money is already gone. Okay, that was a lot, and it's pretty grim, I know. But here's the good news. Understanding the system is the first step to beating it. So now, let's get to the solution. This is your clear, actionable 4-point defense plan.
Think of these 4 rules as your non-negotiable shield, your defense plan. Rule number 1, demand that every single deliverable is defined in writing before you sign anything. What exactly are you getting and by when? Rule 2, never, and I mean never, sign a contract on the same day you see it. Always give yourself a cooling off period. Rule 3, have a qualified third party, a lawyer, a certified accountant, look at the contract. And Rule 4, the second you hear words like guarantee or any kind of specific success rate, you walk away. Real business has risk. Anyone pretending it doesn't is selling something that isn't real.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here? It's that these schemes aren't just about a few bad people. They are exploiting loopholes in our entire system. Now, as we've seen, this particular wave of consultants is starting to shrink a little as people get wise to it. But that leaves us with one final and kind of scary question. As long as the underlying system is still in place, the lack of regulation, the power of targeted ads, the economic anxiety, what will the next trap look like?